The FDA and the CDC are trying to determine whether the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is linked to a handful of blood clotting cases. 6 women suffered blood clots after receiving the vaccine. One of them died. Now, all 50 states are pausing use of the J&J vaccine out of an abundance of caution. But there is some good news on the vaccine front. Moderna says its vaccine remains more than 90% effective 6 months after the second injection. And it is more than 95% effective at preventing severe cases of the virus. Meanwhile, Pfizer asked the FDA to expand authorization of its COVID vaccine to children as young as 12. The company says its vaccine study in children showed 100% efficacy in preventing illness in kids ages 12 to 15. CBS News' Natalie Brand has more on the nation's vaccination efforts.
The CDC's advisory committee is holding an emergency hearing on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, now paused for use after blood clots were discovered in at least 6 people.
They will analyze the clinical information around these 6 events post-vaccination and others that are reported. And once able to review the best available evidence, deliberate on potential updates to the vaccine recommendations and uses of the vaccine.
All 50 states have agreed to follow the CDC's recommendation, but in a private call with the White House, some state leaders voiced concerns the decision could increase vaccine hesitancy.
The ability for governors to reinstill confidence after something like this is 100 times harder than putting the pause on in the first place.
Surgeon General Vivek Murthy defended the decision on CBS this morning.
To have a chance to do the actual investigation to see if there's a real link. And the second is to have that time to communicate with healthcare professionals about what to look for, but also how to treat this condition.
The CDC Advisory Committee is scheduled to vote on updated recommendations for use later this afternoon.
We believe that by empowering Americans with data and facts, we will strengthen the public's trust in government and increase their confidence in the vaccines.
Doctors say people who have received the J&J vaccine in the last 3 weeks need to be on the lookout for symptoms. Those include severe headaches, difficulty moving, shortness of breath, and pain in the legs or abdomen. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And joining us now to talk more about vaccines is John Moore. He's a professor of microbiology and immunology at Weill Cornell Medical College. Welcome, Professor Moore. Great to have you with us. So the CDC is holding an emergency meeting today to discuss the adverse reactions being associated with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Meanwhile, an FDA panel is also examining data related to the blood clot cases as well as the vaccine. So what exactly are federal officials looking for? Are they looking for a way to tie the vaccine to the blood clots potentially? And how long is all of this expected to take?
That's exactly right, Tanya. They want to find out if there's a causative relationship between what's been seen and the vaccine that was administered. It could take days, it could take weeks, it won't take months. But it needs to be figured out so that a decision can be taken whether or not to resume rollout of this particular vaccine. But the other vaccines, the mRNA vaccines, are not affected by this safety concern, and people should continue to take them when offered with absolute confidence. If there is a problem with the J&J vaccine, it's unique to that one.
Right. I was personally thrilled to just get my second dose of Pfizer, so I can excitedly say I'm fully vaccinated now, although I know it takes a couple of weeks for the full protection to kick in. But Professor Moore, states pausing use of the J&J vaccine, this comes on the heels of a mix-up at a production plant. That mistake forced Johnson & Johnson to toss a reported 15 million doses. Officials have expressed some worry that these sorts of hiccups will make more people reluctant to get vaccinated. What do you believe needs to be done for vaccinations to stay on track? And what is your advice to anyone who is hesitant now in light of these current developments about getting the vaccine?
Well, there are 2 different issues. Production problems are unfortunate, but they don't affect safety. The problems were picked up. They were rapidly resolved. They're not an issue for public safety. A serious adverse event like these blood clots is more significant and needs to be investigated, and the system is working because those adverse events were picked up. And then decisions were taken to pause the vaccines to make sure that we understand what's going on. So the system is working. And again, the mRNA vaccines are unaffected by this. So people should continue to have strong confidence on it. But of course, these are all shocks to the way we look at the vaccine programs. And to some extent, that's to be expected. When you're immunizing hundreds of millions of people, it's a complicated process. And some things like production difficulties inevitably are going to arise and they'll be overcome. And in the end, every American that wants to get a vaccine will be able to have a safe and effective vaccine as more and more of the mRNAs are rolled out. And if appropriate, the rollout of J&J vaccine is resumed. It may or may not be appropriate. We have to wait and see the results of this investigation. But confidence needs to remain high because it's our best chance of ending this pandemic.
And there certainly is still a huge appetite for the vaccine out there. Many, many people lining up to get vaccinated. Pfizer is now asking the FDA to approve its vaccine for use in kids as young as 12. This comes after the results of their study of the vaccine in children showed 100% efficacy at preventing illness in children ages 12 to 15, which is a very exciting development. Can you tell us more about that study? And if approved, what would this mean for getting kids back to school?
Yes, it is an important result, and it's part of a normal procedure. You first test and approve vaccines in adults, and then you move down to older adolescents, and then you move down to younger children, and eventually perhaps even neonates. So you do it in a process, and that process is being taken place, and the older adolescents have been tested now for safety and proven efficacy. So it will be appropriate, I hope, for the vaccines, the mRNA or the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, to be approved for use in 12 to 18-year-olds, or 12 to 16-year-olds, and that will help.
Professor Moore, is there any tweaking in the dosage when it comes to younger people getting the vaccine, or is it the exact same dose an adult would get?
Well, for older children, for adolescents who are almost full-size adults in some cases, it probably won't be much of a tweak. But I believe that when you go down into smaller, younger children, the doses will be adjusted downwards in proportion to body weight. And that will be part of the testing process. You do the things like dose testing in a small group of people to get information on the optimal dose to use. So it will probably finish up less vaccine in smaller people.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Professor John Moore, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate your insight. Thanks again.